Welcome to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. We are 2 out of 3 brothers watching movies through a rainbow lens. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee. How are you?
Good. Hello, Jake.
Hello.
Jake's here. Yeah. Jake is our guest for this month, a filmmaker around the traps in Melbourne that we saw many films of at Pride Short Film Festival.
Yes.
So welcome to the Rainbow Popcorn Movie Club, Jake.
Thank you for having me.
Our first in-person guest.
Oh, really? Your first
Yeah.
in-person guest?
Yeah, the others have been on various iterations of a video conferencing app that I've had to try to work out as we've been doing the podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel very honoured.
And we are in Superbia at Pride of
Mhm.
which is a great setting.
Yeah. It's
I
beautiful.
like it. We've got the fire on a little spooky ambience. I don't know if it's coming out on video.
This is where we used to have annual general meetings for the wrestling team.
Oh, yeah.
Rainbows.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
cool.
where we used to have
Oh,
them.
nice.
Not anymore, though. It was too hard because usually the club was going on outside and we were trying to vote in a new president.
Try and do
Yeah,
serious
I
shit.
do want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's people be like, "I'll be back in a second. I love this song.
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah,
the vote."
the next drag show's on, but we pause proceedings.
Yeah.
Go and watch that. They are actually outside now preparing for Pride movie night, and Cortex is screaming "Death becomes her." So we're heading straight out of this recording to watch that as one of our faves. But Pride has supplied us the drinks tonight,
Beverage.
and the hard-rated orange. Matt almost got it for me without me having to ask,
Oh, wow.
because he knows what we like.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Because I definitely didn't
hard-rated.
accidentally open this earlier.
They are very good. They are so good.
They're really good.
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent of
I also have to make a public statement.
Yeah.
Previously on this podcast, I inferred that there was no such thing as the hard-rated lemon no sugar. I was since corrected that there is the next day because I found it. You found it yourself.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sent me a photo.
I found it, sent a photo, and one of
then
our listeners.
I sent it, and then a listener also sent me the photo. So it turned out that we all then separately bought it. So I apologise to the
Was it as
hard-rated
good?
community. It was pretty good. I had the whole 10 of them.
Yum.
So
I think they're all good.
I think, they're all.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
But that again, that's not what we're here to talk about.
Sorry.
Do we need to do a spin-off? Because we,
A hard-rated spin-off.
I feel like
Talking
every-
about hard-rated.
every second week, I say, but that's
We're
not what
even-
we're here
and
to talk about.
You know what?
Not even sponsored.
Not even sponsoring us. So we will
So-
stop talking about
Hard rated, if you're listening, or Mr. Asahi, sponsor us and we will do a spin-off.
100%.
I reckon that's the way to go.
it. Anyway, we're here to talk to
We're here to talk about movies and we're here to talk to Jake about movies. So, Jake, you are a filmmaker of the short and the long variety. What first got you into filmmaking?
What first got me into filmmaking, I probably made my first short film with my brother and a little camcorder at home when I was like 8 or something like that. And then so it's always been there. Which is such like a cliched thing to be like, I was making movies when I was a little kid, and like I wasn't really consciously being like, I'm making movies, but like I just was. And then it was sort of always like on the peripheral like of my interests and stuff. I grew up a lot. I used to get up at 5 a.m. before school and usually watch an entire movie before school almost every day.
Great.
Back to the Future was like a really big
Excellent
influence.
choice.
I had like the box set and I would like watch it on repeat. Like love.
Yeah.
I love that everyone else was watching Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
You're watching Back to the Future.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I wanted to be an actor for a while when I was in high school. And then I started doing film because all the other cool kids were doing film in senior. And I started doing it. And then I kind of realized, we were like watching one of my movies back in class. And I kind of got the opportunities to sort of like look around the room and see people reacting to it as it was happening.
Yeah.
And I found that experience was a lot more worthwhile to me than being in it. And because after like you act on a stage, like it kind of like disappears and it evaporates.
Yeah.
Whereas like a film, like I really wanted to have like a really clear body of work that you could always reference to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do you find that still now? Like we talked to Sarah a couple of months ago, and you were in the audience at the Pride Short Film Festival when your films were screened. How do you find that experience being in the audience and seeing the audience as your films are screened now?
It's really scary. It's really scary because you don't know how people are going to react. But I've never found our reaction to be poor in the sense that it's like that I have come away from it thinking like less of myself and my abilities or talent.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes, a lot of the time, most of the time, you get laughs in places that you didn't really expect there to be, or something that you did intend for a laugh doesn't exactly like land the way that you think it will.
Yeah.
So it's really, really interesting to screen stuff because people react in such surprising ways. And it changes on venue with different venues, different audiences, stuff like that. What's come before, what comes after, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's really, really interesting just to see all the different ways, like I suppose your stuff can be consumed and reacted to.
Yeah. And when you were here for the Pride Short Film Fest, you showed 3 different films. Couple of horrors and one kind of dark comedy.
Yes.
That's how we can describe it. Is that where do you kind of get your inspiration from? Is there a particular filmmaker that you look up to?
I have a very, very eclectic like sense of inspiration. Like I'm always consuming.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's been hard to describe to some people, but I really love genre. And I love being able to try different genres and things like that. So it's kind of hard to describe because, like I'm as influenced as like by like Chinese mythology as I am like your like Tarantino's and then all the way to like French New Wave and stuff like that. Like I think that there's always something to be taken away from all sorts of different media.
Yeah.
And I said when we were doing the interview at the short film thing, I actually play more video games than anything else.
Yeah.
And so I take a lot from that as well. So that's a huge source of inspiration. But mostly I like to really like genre hop, I think.
Yeah.
In
talking on video games, there's more now of like video games becoming movies. Can you think of a video game that you would make into a movie?
Oh yeah, totally. Resident Evil, 100%.
Yeah, right.
It's never been done right. It probably won't be done right until I can do it.
Was it Resident Evil that was in one of your films? Like the guy was playing Resident Evil.
Yes. Huge influence. But even that's like really strongly influenced by zombie movies, by Night of the Living Dead and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like they particularly use like fixed camera angles within that game, which is inherently like really cinematic because they purposefully like put the camera at the end of the hallway and your character walks all the way through the hallway, or in the next shot afterwards. Like they're all set up like shots. So they're quite like cinematic in that sense. So I really have like always resonated with them in that aspect.
Does that then surprise you that the movies that have been made based on the cinematic game haven't sat well with you or haven't hit the right notes?
Yeah, totally. It just seems to be like a really like fundamental misunderstanding of what resonated with people originally. And a lot of games nowadays anyway are a lot over the shoulder and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they don't really go with that fixed camera angle. But in saying that, like I still feel like those games like they have cutscenes and stuff like that, and they take a lot of pride in the presentation.
The games they're a lot more the story themselves.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like The Last of Us is basically was just the game.
Yeah.
Like the Last of Us on its own, the game had such a well-developed story, but also well-developed characters that it seemed to translate really well.
Yeah.
We can go the other end of things, like the recent Mario movie, where they didn't really even bother with the story.
Or speaking like Mario, they didn't bother trying to do that.
It's really interesting, like the different ways, even not just video games. I don't want to get ahead of what we will be talking about later, but how different people use different IPs. Like they've just taken the IP of Mario and just gone, people will come because it's Mario.
Yeah.
So as long as we make it look like Mario, people will come. And our friend did because he's a Nintendo guy. So we went. And he used the excuse that he has a daughter to go, but he was going for himself. All the way up to like Fallout and The Last of Us, which really works. And Fallout, uses all of the lore and fits in really well. It's a really interesting thing, I think, more in modern filmmaking than in other eras.
Well, that's the same with like Resident Evil, the Resident Evil movies with Mia Jovovich, is that those are like very tangentially related to the video games. Like they're so disparate
Yeah.
that they might as well not even be Resident Evil. They've become their own sort of like IP that has cameos from the game.
They were the first, like that. I have in my head like that and kind of Lara Croft
Yeah,
being the first ones that really
the Tomb
did
Raiders are
movie.
really good as
Yeah.
well.
Well,
First one
there's-
especially.
Street Fighter. Like I think the Street Fighter.
Oh, how could I forget
Yeah.
Street Fighter?
Street Fighter.
And the
Mortal Kombat movies.
Mortal Kombat.
I love the Mortal
Which
Kombat
one's-
movie.
Which one's
Highlights
Street
and
Fighter.
Street Fighter? Thank
Yeah.
you.
I love the Mortal Kombat movies. I put them on for my friends. I expressly told them that it would be bad, and they were still appalled.
or there's like the original Super Mario Brothers movie. Like
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
That's not
No,
not great.
no.
I'm just somebody make me a Sims movie and I'll be fine.
It's
But that's so
coming.
interesting. Like, how do you adapt that as an IP? Something that doesn't have a story, but I guess they can do that with Barbie. So.
Yeah, that's
Similar.
the thing. It's like because within Sims you can have your own story. That what do you?
What's the bet that the Sims will come out of the computer?
It'll be like kind of Truman Show whether he's actually in a simulation.
Well, yeah, I think they kind of go that way. It's Sims and like, I think what would be really cool is the other characters around the Sims family. Like, because when one thing I used to love to do in The Sims was I'd host a party to get my social points up, but then when my social bar was full, I'd just go to bed.
Could have been nailed.
Because that's what I do anyway.
That was much quicker than
I did that in life.
that was much quicker than saying goodbye to everyone individually
Yeah.
so they leave your house.
You know,
So that makes a good joke of like the people in Sims world that are, I guess, independent of the person being controlled, being like, this cunt's just gone to bed. I guess I'm going home.
in the new ones, they walk in and they're like, Uber, and then they just go and play on your computer.
Excuse you.
Yeah, they just go and play on your computer, and then you talk to them for a bit.
Private
and then
emails on
you
there.
go to bed or something.
Yeah.
And then
They just hang
they'll
around.
stay up and just stay and watch your
I would just
Like,
want
to
the
be fair, I have friends like that.
Yeah.
Like, you're still here? What are you
I
doing
would just
here?
want the movie to be, what do? They put a baby in a pool with no ladder.
That's my favorite bit about the Sims. We used to when we were
No
kids,
cooking points, cook
Yeah.
burgers until everything catches fire.
or you put them in the room and then pause and delete the door. Very, very sadistic. Whatever.
Yeah.
Probably
At this point, I just want
some
to Let's
psychiatrist
Play.
is listening to this, being like, well, "This guy's got problems."
They could go that way as well.
You
Like
should just
make
do a
it
horror
a
movie.
full
Yeah.
like horror.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The Sims is a horror.
I could talk about the Sims for hours.
Yeah, weren't we talking about movies?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's it. They're making the Sims. We're talking about story now and all sorts of shit. Is there a game then that hasn't been made into a movie that you'd like to?
Oh, that's a great question. Let me think really, really, really quick. Oh, yes,
I have
got it. I would love to do Dark Souls.
Okay.
Which is really
That's pretty
hard.
new.
Fairly new. It came out PS3. It still came out about 2010. But, then
Okay.
after that, then you get like Elden Ring and
Yeah.
Bloodborne and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Okay, yeah.
But Dark Souls itself, I actually was like super inspired, and I like in COVID like wrote my own like screenplay that was basically like the plot of Dark Souls because I was just really fascinated because, especially similarly to like a Legend of Zelda movie, the protagonists don't talk and they're essentially blank slates, but they live and operate in a world that is cohesive and full.
Yeah.
And the characters react to them and their decisions matter. So like it is a strong narrative, but what do you do when you have a protagonist that is essentially a shoe-in for the player? How does that translate to screen? And so I thought that would be a really interesting exercise to like see, and also throughout Dark Souls as well, that form of storytelling is all in bits and pieces. It's environmental and stuff like that, so they don't lay it out for you. A lot of the story is given in item descriptions and stuff like that, or like how a building has like crumbled, and then one character like from 20 hours ago would have said like I was born there or something like that, and then that's the only connection you get. And so I thought it'd be a nice experimental concept to see something that is that really encourages an audience member to construct their own version of what the story is. I thought would be really interesting, and it's a very like eerie sort of atmosphere as well.
Yeah, cool.
But Dark Souls very big.
Mine's Red Dead Redemption.
See that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's what I can't believe that hasn't been a movie yet.
Yeah, that's got a narrative ready to go. I picked one that
It
doesn't
already is
have
a movie. Yeah. That's the thing like we were saying before. It already is a movie.
Yeah.
You would just pretty much do what
Yeah.
you do in a
Yeah.
game. So,
I
except the ending. Right?
would have probably assumed that had been a main.
No,
It hasn't.
anyway.
So there you go. There's one for you to write, brother.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, that'll never happen. ChatGPT can write that for me.
Oh,
Oh, don't. We
Don't
have
do
a
that.
film writer in the room, so don't do that.
you know, I've like for fun put it in ChatGPT. I'm like, this is the synopsis of my story. See what you can come up with.
Yeah.
Garbage every single time. I'm like, God, you suck at this.
Yeah.
I, for a play that I'm writing, I asked ChatGPT to give me bad B-grade horror movie plots,
Mm-hmm.
and it was even worse than I
believe
could
that.
have possibly hoped.
I really.
I think if I just asked it to write horror, it would have done the bad B-grade ones already.
Mm-hmm.
But asking them to be bad, they were just terrible. One was Attack of the 50-Foot Barista.
Wow.
Yeah,
What the hell does that even mean?
don't know.
Barista or barista?
Barista.
Ooh, either
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, I don't even like that as a rough idea.
No. But in the context of what I'm writing, that it's meant to be bad, so
Sure.
it fits that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Then it.
I'm not writing Attack of
It's
the
bad.
50-Foot Barista.
No.
I'm not.
Gosh. So it just went like Attack of the. That's
Someone.
already
Attack of the
B-grade
50-Foot
thing.
Woman is already
Yeah. So they just
Yeah.
changed the word.
Barista. Do it.
Oh,
Why? Was
gosh.
it set in Melbourne or some shit?
I don't know. It did give me a little pricey, but I can't
Sure.
remember it.
With your films, obviously we watched a few at Pride Short Film Fest, and there were two that you directed and wrote,
Mm-hmm.
and there was one that you didn't write but still directed.
Yes, good memory.
Good, thank you. How does that kind of process change when it's not your writing that you're directing?
Yeah, that's why I was kind of keen for it. We only did that exercise once at uni, which I tried to make a horror from like a comedy script, and it's fine. But like as
Attack
a
of the 50-Foot Barista.
Yeah.
but as a working professional now, it was really good. It was a really, really good exercise. The writer was with me like during rehearsals and stuff like that because he was also producing. And he was really great. Like he sort of just like stood back and was really excited to see someone like take his work and get the most out of it. And particularly with that movie, because it is essentially like a two-hander of just people talking for about 10 minutes. Like it's really like essential to rehearsing the blocking ride and to sort of extrapolate as much as I could from the dialogue and find ways to either break from the talking, things like that. So it was really quite like heavy on rehearsals, and really, I think that it encourages you to really study a script. I think, it really encourages you to think about the characters and think about them like in ways that might not be obvious the first time. So you know, it might read a certain way the first time, but then it's more interesting to add a second layer onto it. By changing, you know, a bit of the backstory, which we worked on together and stuff like that. Like, for instance, the main girl, there's like nowhere really in the script that says like she's sort of like this like woke character or anything like that. She's got all these pins on that there's like support, I don't know, periods or something. I can't remember what it's.
Some random supporting things that allies think they should have.
Exactly, and there's nothing like that in the script. But what I got from the script was that she was like a bit of a performative person, a bit of like I'm a good person, and stuff like that. And then so we just pushed that really hard, as much as we could. And then that gave an extra layer to the character that was initially like in the script, but I didn't change anything in the script. I was just like, I'm getting a sense of this character, so like let's amp up that quality.
And I guess that's adding the visual part of what the words of the character.
And then once she
bring
became like that, then it made it interesting to see the tension between the two with a person who wasn't really preoccupied or could see through the way that she was acting and stuff like that. So you're looking for the more layers you have, the more tension that there is, which creates a more interesting dynamic to watch, I think. But it is different because if I was writing and directing, I kind of in my head would already know what I wrote.
Yeah, and then visualize it.
And I guess visualizing somewhat as you're writing.
But my direction was like if Oscar, who wrote it, directed it, then maybe he would have gone with whatever he envisioned when he was writing it. But it's nice having different people's perspectives come in and then layer on top and stuff, and that's what makes things interesting.
I think that one was I really enjoyed that one. I found it quite funny.
Oh, thank you.
It was really quirky. It was really well made. So.
Thank you. It was very cheap. Yeah. We did it in one day. I was like,
it could almost be a play. Was it like almost intended to be a play?
You could do a little vignette of it. Absolutely. I think they were writing economically.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, which is always appreciated.
Speaking of adapting to a play, should we talk about our topic of next month?
That was a very good segue.
That was good.
That was very good.
That was good.
So our topic of next month that we are forcing into place because we're going to see Wicked for Good is page, stage, and screen.
Be nice if the third word rhymed.
Yeah, I keep thinking page, stage.
Was there another book?
And
look,
look, and
shook.
No, page, stage, and screen. Because Wicked was obviously basically kind of a fan fiction.
Yeah.
Novel first, and then obviously the stage show, and now 2 epic films. Well, one epic. I haven't seen the second one.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm assuming that it's epic. Anything come to mind when we say page to stage to screen?
Yeah.
Jake?
My first one that I immediately think of is American Psycho. And that obviously.
Oh, before we go any further, Brett won't have read any of the books we talk about.
If they're a movie, I wouldn't have read it. Even if they're not, I wouldn't have read it.
I'm actually reading the book for the first time currently. I've got a few chapters left, which I did not get around to finishing before coming, but I've got the gist of it.
Yeah.
And you've seen the movie.
And I did see the musical very recently. That played at Chapel of Chapel, and that was by a startup.
I didn't know that it was a musical.
Well, it's really interesting because so much of the movie and the book, he's obsessed with musicals because they're one, it's kind of like a queer coded thing as well, because he's like constantly battling like homophobia and stuff. But then it's also a symbol of status to be able to go and see the next musical on Broadway and stuff like that. Yeah. So musicals take up like a really large chunk of the story. Yeah.
A much bigger chunk than the movie.
Yes, because
like it's really just kind of the
Huey
Huey Lewis thing is the music part.
The musical isn't a Huey Lewis jukebox thing.
No, that's back to the
because I can only name 2 songs.
Oh,
and the one he did with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Duets.
No.
That no one knows the Gwyneth part too, so I can never do a karaoke.
Well, I do, but I'm not just going to sing it at Keysborough karaoke with you.
You have to subscribe to the Patreon for that.
Yeah.
We'll do that. That's next week.
And so the musical is like a really apt, place for it to be, because it's already there in the source material. And it's really, really interesting. I actually think that the musical is probably the best encapsulation of the story.
Yeah,
the movie is great. The movie is really, really great, but it deviates a bit from the book. And the musical stays pretty close to the book, but because also the book is narrated by Patrick Bateman, the movie only gets a couple look-ins. Like at the start, he narrates the intro and stuff like that. But the whole musical is narrated by him. Like he's like constantly talking to the audience the whole way through. Yeah. So you get a lot of like inner workings and stuff. Whereas the movie, you're kind of like forced to see it from like an outside perspective. But they're all really interesting. The 3 of them in conjunction with each other. I think they're really
I think that's what you like. As Lee said, I haven't read the book of Wicked,
or American Psycho, or another one that came to mind, The Colour Purple. All Les Mis.
Again, it's a movie.
Or the Very Hungry Caterpillar.
I mean, if I did, I don't remember it. If there's a Sims book, let me know. No, but it's like, Wicked, the musical, the stage show, is a piece of thing, but then, you add more layers to it when they made the movie.
Sure.
And there was a lot of things when they make it 2 parts.
Because you can make it 5.5 hours instead of 2.5.
Which the show isn't even that long.
I know the show is as long as the first part of the movie, I think. So,
Well, but as Brett said, as we watched Wicked Part 1 for the second time for Brett, first time for me, and she did the Defying Gravity at the end, Brett was like, Now you know why it's 2 parts.
Yeah, you
Because you couldn't finish with Defying Gravity and then be like, and now sit here for another hour.
Because
Yeah.
the second half is mostly reprised.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's
It is because there's the two good songs, and then
I really like the Wizard song. I'm just gonna say that in the second
No,
half.
I was really just gonna rip that.
The second Wizard song with the
I
first
really
Wizard
like it.
song.
I think it's really cute. I think it's real like.
Oh, that's his real jazzy one.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
it.
I just have this
You're
theory
welcome to
that
rip it, but
I
like
just have this
I
theory
like
that they wrote the songs for Wicked and just left the bad ones for the men.
honestly reasonable.
Yeah, like the worst songs.
Dancing
in the movie,
Through Life is alright.
it was much better. Like when I remember seeing it on stage and listening on the like Spotify, whatever. Like, ugh, but then maybe it was Jonathan Bailey dancing around. I was like, okay, I love this song.
Jonathan Bailey
What's the-
probably helps.
What's the one that was his name? It's like you could be wonderful.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think I skipped that.
Speaking of Wicked and The Wizard of Oz, The Wizard of Oz, I found out, is a page to stage to screen.
Yeah.
There was
Oh, there's a
plays of
play?
it. There was plays of it before
Oh,
there was
shit.
the movie.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah,
That
so
would have been a wild
it was the
play.
Frank
Before
L. Baum.
there
Well,
was
there's
the
definitely
books.
there's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
plays of it now.
1920s.
Wow.
There were plays.
Wow, that would
Yeah.
have been.
They definitely do musicals and plays of it now.
And then there was The Wizard of Oz, and one of our favourites, Return to Oz.
I love The Wiz. That wasn't a book, but I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Good, but
The
a
Wiz.
different
Another fan fiction.
Very good.
Yep.
yeah, The
But
Wiz is
also
really
stage
good.
and screen
Yes.
has it been? But it's, I suppose,
It's based on
It's based
the
on
book,
Wizard
so
of
it
Oz
is
book.
page
But
to stage
also,
to screen.
cinema-wise, Wizard of Oz is probably, I think, studying film, the most important film in the film canon in
Yeah.
existence. Like, you mean that was made in the 30s,
yeah.
and it still holds so much cultural relevance and
Oh, yeah.
significance,
Yeah.
Yeah.
almost 100 years later, and nearly everyone has seen it
Yep.
and still loves it. If you were like, I'm going to put on this like kids movie from the 40s, I would be like, no, I'm not watching
Yeah,
that.
what?
But if you said
Well-
it from the 30s,
Yeah.
I started watching Alien Earth, right, and I didn't finish it. Sorry, Disney Plus.
that's fine.
And
I'm not Disney Plus.
oh, shit, Jake works there. That's what you're saying. And it's set in the distant future,
Sure.
and the main character and their brother, as kids, watch Lilo and Stitch, and I'm like,
Isn't it Ice Age?
oh no, it is Ice Age.
Oh.
And I was like, in 100 years, are kids going to be watching
Yeah.
Ice
I don't
Age?
think
But
Ice
then-
Age
I don't
has
think
that.
so.
I don't think
Ice Age, no.
Ice
No,
Age doesn't
well-
have
The Oz, yes.
No, but potentially in 100 years we could be in another Ice Age. So
Yeah.
Well,
they'll refer to
I don't think
this
Ice
as
Age has
historical documents.
It does not have the staying power.
I don't think
of
so.
Wizard of Oz.
maybe
I'm like-
Ice Age.
You could have picked something different, like they have.
Like Over the Hedge.
It's like in
but
Wall-E.
also
what's
it's made
that
by
movie that
Disney.
always
It's like
comes
they
up?
have every Disney movie possible. Pick the Disney one with the staying
We should have
power.
done Song of the South. That's a really good one.
Yeah, that does have certainly staying.
Well,
certainly have staying power.
if the world's going the way it is, it might come back and
might
crash
come
it.
out. Could you imagine
Oh.
Alien Earth?
Alien Earth being like,
Song of the
this
South.
did he do? I won't see it.
Comes out about the same time as they cancelled Kimmel. It all just goes to shit.
Yeah. I do. There's a lot of page to stage to screen kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a tough time deciding. But I like American Psycho.
Yeah.
That is queer coded.
It is.
It is queer-coded.
It's all the way through. It's
Yeah.
written by a gay man, a problematic gay man, but a gay man nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's set during the HIV/AIDS epidemic as well. There's
Yep.
plenty of that in there. He gets accosted by his coworker who is gay. Actually, funnily
yeah.
enough, one of the funniest
Just
things.
decided.
Thanks, Jake. We don't have to do next week's episode.
One of the funniest things in the book is like he's like murdering and killing all these people, and then he gets completely undone when the gay guy starts hitting on him. Like he can't even like.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Like that's
sense-
disgusting to him.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Like,
He's
he's
an
like-
act people, but
Yeah, he basically begs him to like stop hitting on him instead of like killing him because he just can't like his brain can't function. The idea of
interesting.
but it is really interesting.
All right. Well, we are going to chat about that more next week. So, listeners, let us know in the comments or in the Facebook group if there are page to stage to screen movies that you want us to chat about and consider watching. The Wicked's already taken. That
Well,
spot's already
we're
taken.
watching it.
We're watching Wicked.
We've already bought tickets, so we're watching it.
So that's on there. So we
Yeah.
just need to fill that other spot. Yeah.
And what's on next for Jake Neville, filmmaker?
Oh, I'm waiting for a grant application to maybe hopefully come through, which is to create a feature version of one of my shorts that played here.
Which one?
The Back Eye.
Thought so.
Yep.
Yes, yes, that one. Which I'll still keep pursuing even if that grant doesn't come through. I've got a really good pitch deck now, so
Yeah, good. Yeah.
really good. I'll just keep sending that out until something sticks.
Yep.
And if it's not that, I'm toying around with writing a book.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because I just was like,
Then you can do your own page to stage to screen.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's based on the very first screenplay I ever wrote, which is so
You can salvage it by novelizing.
This is technically, it's like the draft. It's very different to what it first was. The first version was very self-flagellating. I was like 20 and you could be like, oh, he needs therapy.
Yeah. There's plenty of books out there that you read and movies you watch and
I think you're going
This
through it.
person's messed up.
Yeah, that person does not feel good about themselves.
Well, that's cool. We will we'll keep an eye out for that. We'll put links to your socials and where people can find you around on in the episode description and in the stuff in YouTube, which is also called the episode description. Yeah, that's great. So that's it. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I had a great time.
And thanks for listening to another episode of the Rainbow Popcorn Podcast. We are about to go and watch Death Becomes Her, Pride Movie Night. Next up on Pride Movie Night, there's a link in the episode description for that too. So come and see a movie at Pride. We'll be back next week to talk more about page to stage to screen. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you, Lee.